there's really 4 control layers that we're concerned with when we talk about the building envelope. Now you guys on the outside are playing a big role in the sense that you're water shedding. You're trying to keep the water out and also make it look good with the cladding we put on. So we've got a water control layer, which is really trying to keep out the bulk water. If we can't keep the bulk water out, well, no point doing the rest of this stuff. So, but we've got water control, we've got thermal control, which is where these insulation products fit into. And then you get into some of these other areas, which are air and vapor control, which are also important. The biggest one nowadays is this air control. How many of you guys install Tyvek or some sort of weather barrier on your buildings? Yeah, okay. Why are you doing that? You just putting it up because it looks nice? It's got a function, right? It's primarily wrapping the building to try to keep air out. It also is going to shed water. So it's an air control as well as a water control layer. And then you probably are putting some rigid insulation on there, right? So you got thermal control. So we got thermal control, we got air control, we got water control, and what about this vapor control? What are you doing to control vapor? That gets a little more complicated, but the good news is that this one is really the least important. Now, it can be the most important if it's done wrong, but in other words, if we got bulk water coming into our building, it doesn't matter how well we're controlling vapor, right? We got way more water. If we've got air coming into the building, it doesn't really matter how much insulation we have because the air is just going to go right through the insulation with air pressure. And then, you know, vapor is really just diffusion, so a small amount of moisture moves through vapor. And that's why I say it's the least important. But it can be a big impact if it's done wrong. So we'll go through these here pretty quick, but something here also that's interesting to note. Anybody see the insulation guys spraying foam on the exterior of the building? And what are they doing there?
Covering my ties.
That's a big one. Yeah, cover, yeah. But what you do with spray foam, which that froth pack or those drum foams do, it's every one of your control layers with one product. It's the only product out there that gives you all of these properties with one product. So that's why the architect said, spray that on there, and I don't need my Tyvek, you know, I don't need my vapor barrier. I've got my water control and my insulation all in one. So closed cell spray foam, there's products that are also called open cell. Dow doesn't make any open cell products, whether it's this stuff, froth pack, anything. All of ours are closed cell. Closed cell foams give you all of these properties: thermal, vapor, air, and water. But the big one here, again, that we're going to focus on the envelope from your perspective is air control and thermal control. And then obviously we've got the water control with the exterior cladding, and then that Tyvek or whatever we're using as our weather barrier.